All right. Good morning, everyone. Let's get this show on the road. Happy Tuesday, July 1st. Man, the year is over. Wow. Time flies. All right, let's hop on to NQ. Let's take a look at the 4-hour first. Let's see what we've got here. Morning to everyone. We continue in that ascending channel we've been talking about all week, or even coming in from last week. So slight little drop here. Are we going to come back into the channel, or are we finally due for some pullback? Some nasty price action yesterday. I gave up after a while, but nonetheless, we got some decisions here in terms of hopping out of that higher time frame channel. So let's hop into today's price action. This zone right here that I've highlighted in yellow, right? That's your overnight range. It's that painful 800 to 850. We saw that yesterday. That's the range that I hope we don't have to trade again. If we go back to, let's take a look at the 15-minute. If we go back to yesterday, here we go. This was that brutal range that I finally gave up. I disconnected for a couple hours, came back and caught that bounce on news and came out into green, but that was hours later, right? I called it quits somewhere around here and then finally caught that long after the news. And I wasn't too much in the red, but it's the same zone, right? This little chop zone, or it was messy yesterday. I definitely want to stay away from that. So I'm hoping that we have some type of push up, and if today, like I said, with that 4-hour range, we're getting out of that 4-hour ascending channel. If today's finally some pullback, maybe something that comes and tests the highs of these levels and then come back down. What I hope doesn't happen today is we're back in this chop fest. Yesterday was painful. Frustrating, I guess is the word. I had a couple of trades, and 1 hour into it, you guys, for those of you that were tuned in, I called it quits, had some breakfast, disconnected for a little bit, came back, and then that's when you had some of that news play out, and finally took the breakout that I was looking for all morning. Finally happened, I think, around 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern. We finally saw the push out of that, right? This push out of that zone, and I didn't capture all of it. I just needed to recover number one, the loss, and come out with some green. So that's the game plan. Good morning, Mo. Yeah, so on the 4-hour, I just went over that. We are finally out of that 4-hour ascending channel, right, towards the downside. We tested yesterday's lows, and at least for now, we kind of bounced. But the question will be, are we going to come back in or just simply reject at the bottom of that channel, right? So that's what I'm looking for. Looks like we got some down, but I just hope we don't go back to this zone, which was brutal yesterday. It was part of the overnight range. You saw that. It's the chop zone for now. Oh, nice, Mo. Mo's already short. So we got some news. We got some news today. We have, let's see, Powell speaking at 9:30. In other words, the open. And you got PMI at 9:45. And you got JOLTS job openings at 10 a.m. So it's going to be a little painful today in terms of volatility. Let's see what we get. In terms of progress, I've been pretty transparent with you guys. Let's take a look at these funded futures network accounts and progress. Pretty slow. Let's take a look at this. Yep, here we go. So this is one of the accounts. This is July, so this is today's trading, but my win-loss percentage has dropped a little bit with all this craziness. Although my worst day was $300 and my top day $900. Let's go to June. Here we go. These are the accounts that I opened for the live stream. And this is part of the challenge that I'm doing. Let's see if I can pass, get payouts, blow them. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be fully transparent on this. But although the lowest day was 284, on the 27th, if you guys remember, for those of you guys that tuned in towards the end, I took a big loss, a trade. So I had one winning trade and one losing trade, right? I took a loss here for about $2,000. I think it was like 2.5K. That was that trade that got me with my pants down and no stop. But I was able to recover with a counter trade or the bounce on that for close to break even. Yesterday, you guys saw I gave up after 3 or 4 trades. Wasn't really significantly in the red. It was a little loss, but I was able to recover the loss and come back up to about 490. So that's one account. I don't want to share account numbers. Let me pull up the other one. I think the other one just took a higher loss on Friday. Let's pull this one up. Here we go. This one is June, similar win-loss percentage. And this one, for whatever reason, I guess slippage, took a higher loss on Friday. So this one did end up with a negative 544. But pretty much everything is copy traded. These, I use my Funded Futures Network. One of the accounts as the master, got copy traded here, and it's copy traded on Tradesyncer. So again, although I wish this had lowest trade and highest trade, because this is a little deceiving, right? If the worst day P&L is 544, technically the worst trade was a little brutal on Friday. So that's where we're at with that account. Slow progress. It's been pretty crazy the last week or two, but that's my challenge and how I'll measure some of the consistency or inconsistency with the live stream. All right, so let's go back to Quantower. Here we go. So, busy morning in terms of news, right? We got Powell speaking at 9:30 Eastern. PMI, JOLTS job openings, that's at 10 a.m. and 9:45. So we got 9:30, 9:45, and 10 a.m. news today. So it's going to be a little crazy for sure. But that's the game plan. Like I said, I hope we're out of this zone. And this is basically the initial flush or move to the downside. And then there's probably continuation to that. So I'll be monitoring for that. Let me set my alarms for 9:45. And then we got a 10 a.m. All right, that's my 9:45. Just in case I'm in a trade and yapping away. And then we need a 10 a.m. All right, that's for 10 a.m. news. So 43 and... All right, so that is the game plan. Again, busy morning in terms of news. We got 9:30, Powell starts speaking right at the open. 9:45 PMI, and then 10 a.m. big one. You got your JOLTS job openings and manufacturing PMI. All right, good morning to everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see if we can capture some green today. Levels I'm looking for, again, this test of that overnight low, that's 760. Are we going to continue to flush below that? 920, which was this level that all the way up here that we tested yesterday. We're going to get continuation to the upside. But let's see how this all plays out. We had a little ascending channel playing out here. See what that looks like. The eventual break. Maybe we push up, test that 200 SMA. Maybe we exaggerate a little bit above the SMA, come up here, and then take the short. So we've got some options. All right, where's my master account? Let me just make sure I got my master for the copy trading. I did not. Okay. All right, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. 5 minutes and I'll be right back. All right, let's go. Take Profit Trader, 40% off now. No activation fee, no daily loss limit. No daily loss limit and no, what is it? End of day drawdown now on Pro Plus accounts, which is huge. All right, nasty NASDAQ. We got some crazy volatility. 9:30 Powell, 9:45, and 10 a.m. news today. Let me just make sure, where's the gap fill? So the gap fill would be up at 870 area, so a push up there. Gaps love to be filled, but they've been messy at best. Gap fills have been messy for the last couple weeks. All right, so we're in a little ascending channel there. Let's see how it plays out. Lemonhead, good morning, brother. Good morning to everyone. Hope you all had a green Monday. And let's try to capture some green. I was going over my numbers. So June, June is over. June, for the first time, no payouts for me in a month. So January through May, I got a payout or payouts every month. June was the first month I did not capture a payout. With Friday's drawdown, I may have screwed up my Apex payout based on that 30% per trade consistency, although they're 150Ks and I think they had about 7K in profit. I'm still going to request a payout, but that was a little extreme in terms of drawdown. So I may get denied. No big deal. You don't lose your profits. You just get denied payout and you just enter another 8 days. But I will request at day 8. We'll see if I get a payout. But yeah, June, first month, no payouts. Thumper, nice. That's what it's all about. All right, 10 seconds for this madness. Let's go. Remember, Powell starts speaking at 9:32, and then 9:45 we got some news and 10 a.m. news. All right, see if we avoid this range and take the pullback here. Gaps love to be filled, so maybe we come up to that 860, 890 area. All right, we hit that 200 SMA and initial resistance. Zoom this in a little bit. There we go. Too crazy. I'll watch on this side as well. All right, so initial resistance there. Come in and test the bottom of that channel plus the 20 and the 9 EMA, 20 SMA, 9 EMA. Back to test 200. And the question here is, are we going to come back into this range? At this point, I would think we would blow through that range. If we are in a bull, this is going to be a bull move. So with all that consolidation from yesterday and the overnight in that 800 to 840, 850 range, if it's going to be a bull day, then they'll blow through that pretty quickly. Otherwise, the range is given up and we'll have a stronger pullback. Could go either way. Let's be patient. But this is the range that I'm talking about right here. This is what I want to avoid. That was the death frustrating range from yesterday, and it played out through the overnight as well. All right, attempting to push up. Getting weaker and weaker. That was a weak pump as it is on the open. Now, pullback is starting to play out. How low will she go? I'm watching for that 780, 790 area, testing yesterday's lows, possibly even coming all the way down to the overnight low. Remember, if we stay below previous day low and overnight low, then the day is going to shape up to be bear. If we stay above these levels, then bulls might have a case. What I hope we don't fall into is this zone. Ugh, that was nasty. All right, so for now, consolidation, up and down, barcoding. We're in a 30-point barcoding event. Be very patient today. Got some news and no reason to go too crazy just yet. All right, so the bottom of this overnight range and the bottom of that yesterday's range, right, that 800 level, providing resistance. Depending on how the price action goes, we could have some more downside to this today. Unable to position above the 200 SMA. So far, barcoding, right? We're in this, we need resolution of that 15-minute opening range. It's 28 points, it's tight so far. All right. Bears trying to build their case here. The battle for that ascending channel. Bulls not letting it drop below that channel. Bears not allowing it to go too far up. Who will win? All right, continuing barcoding. The battle continues. I do think with pivot points so close, a flush down to what's it called, 780, this area with the previous day low, overnight low hovering around here. I think we do have another test down there. Then the question is continuation to the downside, or is that the coiling that NASDAQ needs to push right back up? She's a pushing now. Still in that range though. $15-minute opening range, right? That's what we're looking at right now, is where is it going to break? Still barcoding. I mean, this week, 4th of July week, you got a lot of Wall Street in the Hamptons on vacation, so less volatility, less volume. I mean, less volume, more volatility because of the volume imbalance. But pretty forgiving so far, unless you were hammering away at those scalps. You've had times to get out, in profit, break even, still very forgiving. Pretty tight, so when it happens, it happens. It'll be probably a impressive move in terms of points. That tight, 26 points during the open. All right, so just a tighter range compared to yesterday. Yesterday we had one big move, then you had the consolidation, 50-point range. Oh, here it goes, attempting to break out. And then you had another move in the afternoon for the breakout of this range right here. All right, here we go, attempting to break out. Starting to build. And baking everybody out up there, trapping. Channel's holding. Bar coding continues. Chop is real, guys. Okay, looking to break out. Getting tighter and tighter. Which way will she go? All right, so 9:45 in 4 minutes, we got PMI. Then at 10 a.m. we got Jolt's job opening. So at this point, I'll probably be hands off. Hands off the trigger. All right, that's my alarm for 9:45. News in 3 minutes. Then we have more news at 10 a.m. All right, so 15 minutes of barcoding. All right, now it's attempting to break out of that to the downside. Let's see. Watch. That was a bear wick for sure right there. Okay, let's watch. Looks like the move is coming. Break out of that range. And then you would have 780 as your pivot point. Testing that previous day low, probably exaggerated down to 760, 750 on that move. News in 1 minute. 1 minute for the news. I can't. As much as I want to hop on this, I can't. Not with news in 1 minute. All right. Tested yesterday's low, pivot point, and I do think we're looking like a flush below this. Where would be the next level? Yeah, that 750 area. News in 15 seconds. Fifteen-minute opening range is about 40 points. Just nothing. All right, news dropped. Little above forecast, nothing too impressive. On PMI. And right back into that range, back into barcoding. So next up is 10 a.m. news. You got Jolt's job openings, that brings some volatility, and ISM manufacturing PMI. All right, I just like yesterday, I'm going to be pretty strict on the chop zones. If this drags out for an hour, I won't take any trades. I'll call it. Probably just come back later in the morning, later in the afternoon. Got a lot to lose in terms of accounts and all that good stuff. There's no reason to be trading a chop fest. Sure, you can get into scalp mode, but the open I usually use for a or a couple of moves with significant points and call it a day. Scalping is usually my last resort, but for later in the day. So if I can't get decent points with this, then I'll have to come back later and scalp away. All right, so we came down, tested previous day low, got a little bounce there, about 20, 30 points. Still nothing impressive. Like I said, we still got another news drop at 10 a.m. It is 4th of July week. Wall Street's in the Hamptons, not trading. We're the idiots not taking the week off and trying to find price action. Which, if it continues, you know, I may take off Thursday and Friday. Little mental reset, nothing wrong with that. I haven't been too impressed with price action or my trading during the live stream. There's been now 2 days where I've had to rely on after stream trading to either recover or get trades in. So that tells me the price action is just not there. You got to be patient. We're going into about half an hour of chop. I'll give it another 30 minutes or after the news. If we continue in this, I'd love to enjoy the rest of the day without trading. All right, there we go. Got a little push up there. Bulls are trying, man. I think there's they have a move to the upside, whether it's a fake or not. What I do know is this range, with all the consolidation we had yesterday and during the overnight, they'll blow through that range. I think that range has been defined. It's just the question, is the move going to be to the upside or to the downside? I think that's all we're asking right now. I believe this range has been sorted out. Nice job, Thumper. And if we break above that 15-minute opening range, the high, then I think we'll blow right through, all the way through 840, 850, because with all the consolidation in this 800 to 840 range from yesterday during the overnight, I think it's pretty thinned out at this point. It'll be a push right through if we go through. $15-minute opening range breakout about to happen. I'm going to participate on that. So I'm playing the breakout of that 15-minute opening range with a tight stop. If we push 830 is when you got your VWAP. If my theory is correct that this range is thinned out, then we'll push right through. If not, we'll take a rejection here, and it's just a fake out. Needs to push a lot quicker though. That range has been defined. So we're at the VWAP right now. If VWAP provides resistance, then the play is dead. But I'm counting that the consolidation from yesterday and today has been resolved, and we'll have a quick push up. And I'll probably set a target. I'm not going to get too greedy. Probably up here for now. On, push through that range. It should be pretty quick. If it doesn't, then it's just going to fail. And at this point, I'll tighten my stop as well. I'm playing a breakout, not testing this by any means. If I don't get the breakout, then be it. And it's a fake out. Bummer. Nope. News in how long? 7 minutes. All right, so it looks like the push up has failed. VWAP providing that resistance. And I'll probably get stopped out for, I don't know, 6 points, nothing major. But I'm not adjusting. I'm playing a breakout. This should be quick and fast. Not consolidating and retesting. I'll take the 6-point loss there. All right, we're establishing above VWAP now. Still not convincing, but with this price action, I don't even know what's convincing. News in 6 minutes. Bulls unable to push above VWAP for now. The worst that can happen during the news drop is I get stopped out and then you get the push up, but it is what it is. All right, looks like the breakout is falling apart. 6-point stop and not messing with it. Breakout should have happened by now. It's not happening. We'll have to wait for the next setup. News in 5 minutes. And not giving me any indication of a breakout. If it pushes above 830, then we may have a case, but it needs to happen quick. And nope. Nope. And it'll take us another pullback there. Stopped out. Okay, stopped out for 6 points there. Nothing major yet. Let's wait for the news to drop and let's see if there's another setup. Now, that's the stop hunt run. I'll wait for news to drop and then see if there's something else. News in 3 minutes. News in 1 minute. All right, news in 45 seconds. See if this is the catalyst for the push up. At this point, I gotta stay off till the news settles. It happens. I didn't want to have a wider stop on a breakout, so let's see if the breakout plays or we just get continuation to the downside here. All right, there's the news event. Is that the catalyst for the upside or the downside? Let's find out. $15-minute opening range breakout. Trying to build. May give it one more shot. Bumper is done with his trading. Nicely done, brother. Okay, Bear's pushing it. Take another stab at this breakout. Stop. Will be a little wide on this. Oh, there's my stop. Here we go. And looks like no breakout again. Nope, it's in that descending channel right there. And not looking to pump yet. I'll get stopped out there. Stopped out. Getting chopped up. So I got one more trade left. Let's see if be a little patient on this. If it's just going to be the range, then it is what it is. My stop was the entry. Tried to keep it wide, but all right. There's still room for this play. Ooh, that was a brutal one. Chop is real. Last attempt at this breakout. Now it slows down. Stop. Gotta give myself at least 20 points on this. It's like a repeat of yesterday, just in a smaller chop zone. And looks like the breakout is to the downside, and I'll get stopped out once more, and that'll be the last trade. I just couldn't capture it. Couldn't get the direction right today. It's a repeat of yesterday, and that's all I'm going to give it today is 3 trades. Take a little break, come back a little later, and get into dirty scalp mode. Nope. Struggling. It's a nice little push up. See if it continues. We got resistance at VWAP last time. It's hitting 200 SMA right now. Just range to range them. Let's see if this is finally the breakout I was looking for. Nope. Came and tested 200 and right back down. Range day. It's a tight range. So I'll probably, if we don't get the breakout here, then I'll probably just hands off for a couple hours and come back later and just scalp the hell out of this. If it does play out, then I would assume, like I said, this area, this consolidation zone from yesterday and today is pretty thin at this point. You got weak market structure with all that consolidation. Just happened, it hasn't happened. It should be a very quick push up through that. Yeah, okay, so now we're getting it. I'll target this area if we get it. If not, you know, we just hit VWAP again. If it's just teasing once again and then we come right back down, then this push through this consolidation zone should be quicker. That's what's frustrating me. You would think 2 days of small range like that, it's pretty thinned out at this point. Now, if it blows through that 830 level, which it has failed now twice, we're good. If not, then it's just range bound and we'll come right back down. There it is. See the, remember now the worst thing that can happen to me here is it did clear out that thin structure, but that's it. Now the move is to the downside. In other words, it was a trap to the upside. But this thin structure, just don't get it. It should be moving a lot quicker through that because we've consolidated for 2 days in a row, overnight session. This should be a cleaner, again, I guess because of the holidays and all that good stuff. Usually when you have weak market structure like that, it'll go right through it. That's what I was banking on. That's why I've attempted now 3 times. The probabilities of going through that weak structure were high, but we could take, you know, this could be the fake out to the upside and then it just tanks all the way back down. Just Lack of continuation is what frustrates me. So pivot point is at 860. I'm a little aggressive on my TP. Let's do 55, which is the top of that range, overnight range. And this is what I'm saying. If we're just having these little fake outs after fake out, it'll just come right back down and back in range, which is frustrating. With no continuation on this move to the upside. Bummer. But I'll let it breathe. I guess at this point I have to bring my stop to some green. But again, this push through the consolidation from yesterday and today or during the overnight should have been a lot smoother, not with this chop. This is what it is. If we build support around 830, which was the level we were trying to push above, then I could see a little bit of consolidation here, and then we continue. If we drop below 830, then I think it's wishful thinking at that point. Yep, fake out after fake out. Freaking NASDAQ. So this 830 level has to hold. It comes back to my stop then. Range bound and we ain't no breakout today. At least not yet. This area has to hold or build some support. If we just came back to test the top of that range, then we might be lucky. But that was a strong pullback. Unbelievable. We got some green there, but unbelievable chop zone. Let me kill this TP here. All right, let's see how much it wants to pull back. If this is just a test of this area, I still have a long opportunity, but let's see how far this will push down. If we're going to come back into range and full 790, 780 reset, then, we'll play the range. I still think there's a play beyond that range, the overnight range or yesterday's range, but nah, NASDAQ will do what it wants to do, not what I want it to do. All right, testing the 200. Let's see how far we go below this time. We're going to go back to the 780, 790 area. Man, that was ugly fake. That was ugly. 50 points. Denied. Or this could be the final move to the downside, and let's watch this 15-minute opening range. Okay, it's warming up. Now I can probably get interested in the 15-minute opening range breakout to the downside. Or is just range to range and then a bounce right here? Wow. Wow. Freaking NQ. You going for the breakout? Is she going for the breakout to the downside? Or just more chop? Chop, chop. All right, maybe we should try to chop trade and just scalp for 10 or 15 points. Let's see what happens here. He's got some more downside. Downside potential is all the way down to 755 to test the overnight low. $750. Right, let's let her go further down. No, we're not getting continuation either direction, so let's see if she can push further down and maybe play a scalp for 20-30 points. There it is. Keep pushing. He wants to let loose to the downside. See if there's a bounce opportunity or if this is now a falling knife, and let's hop on somehow on this play to the downside. So retesting probably that 755 area. That's now pretty close to 100 points from the top of that move to the upside. So now this is looking a complete fake out. Let's see if it's range to range and we just bounce here, or there's continuation here to the downside. Tricky. All right, just flushed below overnight low. He's looking like a fallen knife. Try the bounce at this level. Pretty tight stop at 745. I'm not going to give it more than 10 points. If it's going to flush, it's going to flush. Otherwise, it'll use this level as a bounce. But it needs to push above 770 pretty quickly. Otherwise, this is just a little play within the channel. And play within the channel. There it is. So still no bounce at this area. Staying within that channel, still not breaking out of the top of that channel. Needs to break out here to 778, call it 780, back to that previous day low. If it doesn't, then, you know, little dead cat bounce here. And looks like dead cat bounce. Attempting to break out of there. This needs power, man. What the hell? And because we are so range bound, I have to do the right thing. I have to move my stop to a stronger take profit. I hate doing that, but I gotta be aware that this thing is fake out after fake out. And we'll just play it with tighter stops, trail them, and play it that way. Okay, so we got a little scalp there. Now we're back to break even and going right back in. So it's being nasty. I guess I'm gonna have to trade this nasty now and get into some nasty scalps. Look at that nastiness. Look at that nastiness. Woo! All right, that was a homeless candle. That's almost like, we going down, are you coming with me? Or if that was just the stop hunt run, everyone playing this level to the upside, man, was that nasty. That was a nasty, if we actually pop from here, which it doesn't, okay, good. Man, but if we do, that's a nasty flush to stop out people. Okay, here we go. We continuing. If we, no, at this point we're at the 740. The bounce was at, well, still a bounce area, but that looks nasty. Fortunately, that put me back into break even. And let's see where she goes from here. 740. All right, so this is the area, right? That 740 to 760 area is the bounce area based on levels. If she flushes below here, then, oh man, I'm going to be hands off until we see a flush. This was nasty. But we'll get dirty. She wants to play dirty, we get dirty. Back to break even, so now I can... All right, what do you want to do? Where's your next level? All right, let's see what next level is looking at. 700, right? I'll play 700 bounce. If this was just a nasty stop hunt run and it's going to respect this level as the bounce, then I got to make decisions to make in terms of participating. This is why I long this area. This 740, 760 area is a strong level. It's held several times in the last week or so. If all this was a stop hunt run, then no big deal. I can consider a re-entry. But that was a nasty flush. I'm glad I put my stop up there. That was nasty. That was breaking hearts. That was, whew. But this 750 level is still alive. Now, whether NASDAQ is just trying to trap more longs like me, getting them excited and say, all right, we're going to break out and then flush again, you know, now we know we're in a descending channel. We don't play the top of the descending channel if we're going long. We're going to play the bottom. And if it continues, then you just give it a couple extra points, but we'll scalp that. That's the plan. Freaking NASDAQ. But if we do get basing here, okay, so you dropped us about 10, 15 points from the basing. If it's going to continue, then yeah, I gotta wait till 700. All right, there's the channel playing out, right? If you do this, I have it on my other chart, but it is respecting the top of that channel, so we're still in a descending channel. The extreme here on this move would be the 700, 690 area. If there is a bounce today, that'll be a juicy bounce. But we'll know pretty quickly. If there's more down to this, then forget it. Stop trying to long the falling knife. And, you know. Well, let's see what happens at that 700 level. $694. Where's my 4-hour level? Hold on for a second, guys. 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. Where are we at? Where are we at? Okay. Man, 650 potential today? Jesus. More to this? Down to 650? Wow. May have to be careful at 700. 650 is the next stop on the higher time frames. All right, well, it looks like we got a falling knife. At this point, let her go. And unfortunately, that 680, 650 level is the next stop. I don't know if I want to go too aggressive at 700. Wow. Well, it looks like this was the entry for the short, and now I gotta let this thing flush. Switch into micros. Oh man, all right. All right, I'm going to look at entering right around 690. And I'll give it a 20-point stop. $685, so I can give it a 660 stop. All right, is there any news that I'm missing here, guys? Let's take a look at the news before I start doing silly stuff. Anybody know if there's tariff-related news or anything like that before I do anything silly? Fed Powell concludes. He's done. U.S. equity futures retreated slightly after the S&P 500 notched its best quarter as investors monitor progress. Fed Powell, I can't say if July is too soon to cut rates. I wouldn't take any meeting off table. It depends on the data. Okay. All right, so 700 may be the level for the bounce, but at this point, any bounce is considered a dead cat bounce. So a quick 10, 20 points. Let's see what happens here. See if we get that 690, 685 entry. She goes, it's still respecting that descending channel. Coming down with strength. Push this down a little bit. 660 is the level. I'm just giving myself a head start on it. And minimizing drawdown on this. Here we go. Come to pivot point. Did not touch pivot point yet. I would have been in position if I didn't move it down to 675. Damn it. God damn it, why did I move that? 685 would have been lovely entry. Looks like I missed the bounce. Yeah. God damn it, I missed the bounce. Maybe not, maybe not. Push her down, push her down, push her down. Okay. Either way, man, she playing nasty today. little consolidation area here. Let's see what happens. Okay, here comes the next leg down. Comes the next leg down. She breaks below 670, 690, then I'll probably get filled. 690 holds, then this could be the bounce area. Looking like she wants further downside. I don't know. One more leg down, come on. Getting tight. All right, come on. What you gonna do over here? All right, come on, come on. Trying to flush below 700. Will 700 hold? $700 holding, barely, but holding. All right, one more leg down. Let's see how aggressive it is. I'll keep a stop at 650 on this. 6. Ooh, I gotta give it at least it's close to 650. Last trade of the day. Make some money or go home. I'm in. Nothing impressive yet. Ooh, that moving average has moved down on me. So let's see, we'll make decisions here. If it is able to break above the 9, then there's some wiggle room to this trade. If not, then there's another leg down to this. Oh, rejected there, so there's another leg down to this. And still no bounce. That was a sharper rejection at that 9. Unable to push up, a lot of selling pressure. Wow. Another attempt at the 9. Okay, pushing. Now the 200. Now the 200. And she pushed above the 200. Is there a bounce? Is there a bounce, boys? And is there a bounce? Is there a bounce? We bouncing? Nope. God damn it, you nasty NASDAQ. Bounce, for crying out loud. $200 provides the resistance. Break below the 9. Push. Push. All right, now I got to make a decision here. See profit, take profit. I'm up $400 right? No, not the 400. All right, let's not worry about P&L. Let's take a look at the chart. Let's worry about the chart. If we break above this 20 with strength, then we good. Not a ripper bounce. All right, looks like we got a bounce, boys. Looks like we got a bounce. All right, I am going to get aggressive with this. I don't trust you. And I'm going to only give you the 9 at this point. Freaking price action. Ugh. This freaking price action. Jesus Christ. All right. We're in the green. $400 up. I think that's it. Just look at this nasty price action. It should have been a ripper. All right, let's take a look at where I stand for the day. barely 400 bucks in the green. 380 in the green. Oh my God, look at that. Are you kidding me? Wow. All right, so we haven't been too greedy. We've taken profit on 2 instances with a brutal flush right afterwards. Look at this. Look at this. All right, that's my call to walk out. We got some green. We've recovered it. After a couple trades today, we got finally some green. So, wow, thing is flushing. Where is this thing going? Did we get news? That must have been a news drop. Well, thank God I got out, right? Jesus Christ. All right, 620 now. What is the 620 mean anything in terms of levels? What did we just do? I think I'm calling it a day. I'm not going to push my luck here. If we take a look at the day, this is all we got, 380. It hasn't updated the wins and the losses, but slow progress. So far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trading days with today. 1 loss. That was that big drawdown day that I took and played a bounce and made $2,000 back up. Today was, again, another tough day. Took a couple initial losses. Probably could have been a little more aggressive on the take profit, but back in the green. And I think based on the price action and the volatility, there is no reason to continue trading this. Had I held or not put a take profit on 2 plays, I would have been brutally flushed. All right, what is up with this level 620? Is that just a harsh, exaggerated flush to the 660 level? That's the 660 was what I was originally playing. I said I was going to give myself a couple of points up, but let's see what the 620. Why is it playing around 620? Oh, that is Friday's low of day at 590. 590 is Friday's low. Friday, June 25th. Yep. It's going all the way back to that level. That level has been support and resistance. Let's watch 590. But considering I walked out with some green, not much, 380 per account, I think it's time to call it a day. We kept some tight stops, managed the risk, had some ideas. Some played out, some didn't. But green is green. So I think at least 5 trades today. The first 2 or 3 were red. And we finally got to break even with 1 trade, and then this last one brought me up to 380 in profit. So lemon 665. I mean, at this point, I don't 620. That 620 area. Oh man, should I long 620? That's Friday's low. Or am I trying to capture a falling knife here? Although I got profit on 2 longs on this falling knife. Had I held a minute longer, I would have been brutally flushed. So at least good job for keeping it tight in terms of TPs, but man. Look at this. If I had not closed this long, flush. If I had not closed this long, flush. Covered right at the 9s, right? I said I was going to use the 9. It saved me, but man, I didn't think it was going to be that brutal. All right, where are we? Where are we in terms of market structure? Okay, so we're still playing this damn descending channel. We're at the bottom now. Is that a bounce, and am I even interested in a bounce at this point? So some nice covers on these bounces, weak bounces, covered here and covered here on those longs. Man, she wants more. So I guess next level, you're if we're gonna flush below 590, 520, 540. Now I got to work on reversing my thinking. How do I reverse my thinking to enter into a short? Enter into a short, in other words, cover, reverse the position. How do I get to that level? I'm gonna watch this video. The good thing about doing live stream is I can watch the videos afterwards, and that's kind of like my journaling now, which is huge. Especially with losses, I can go back and see why the hell did I enter a position, why did I move a stop, all that good stuff. But I've said it, I'm going to show my entries, my exits, my thinking, tilt days, pre-tilt days, good days, green days, bad days. It's all going to be live. It's all going to be part of this journey, and I started 2 Funded Futures Network accounts for this live stream specifically. Let's see if we can get them to pay out or pass them and then pay out. We shall see. All right, 600 holding, but I'm not trusting this thing anymore. It's broken my feelings too many times today. Finally got green out of it, but should have been more green. Sure is. Weak price structure. Every time you have these strong moves to the downside with no testing or anything like that, that's weak market structure. It needs to get filled eventually. That's why you play the ripper or the bounce, because the bounce will take advantage of that weak market structure and just move pretty quickly. It did fool me here. I thought this consolidation, well, we knew that 2 days of consolidation was either a play to the upside or to the downside. This play tricked me. I thought that was for sure the bounce. And it's adjusting. I was so bull biased today that I was not able to shift to shorting, which is weird. I make most of my money shorting. Today, maybe it's because of the live stream or whatever. No excuses. For whatever reason, I did not switch to shorting. But I'll watch this video again and figure out what could I have done better to capture more profit. Sure, I recovered and walking out now with about 380 in the green per account, but had my bias been short, I would have captured more. And not necessarily having to just FOMO in. There were entries for those shorts. All right, we're at the 2-hour mark. I'm going to keep it to trading that first hour and a half and calling it a day. So if you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you get notified when I post content. For everyone else, everyone who's been tuning in now, supporting the channel, supporting the stream, thank you for tuning in. I'll come back tomorrow. Last week was my first week live streaming every day. Plan to do this every day. Win, lose, draw, blow in accounts, whatever it is. It's my journey, and Thanks for tuning in. I'm also spoken to a few of you already. If anybody's interested in hopping on this live stream, in other words, either through video or voice, with your commentary, the way you see price action, your style, I want to bring in some of the traders. No, you don't need to be professional. I'm not professional. Good, bad, beginner trader, experienced trader, and you want to hop on and give some of your commentary, whether it's with voice or just video, whether it's video or just voice. I'm going to start doing that probably in 2 weeks. I'm working on figuring out how to set OBS for that. Apparently it's Discord, so we can use Discord to hop a couple of you guys on voice and video and have some more commentary, not just me, right? Different trading styles for everybody. Everybody kind of grabs. That's how I build my trading strategy. Watch some other guys and grab a couple of snippets from everyone and built my strategy. Oh wow, the bounce is finally playing out, I guess. Was this finally the bounce area, the 600 level? It's got a lot of room to the upside. That looks like the bounce indeed. But do I want to participate at this point? No. But thanks again, Caesar, King Caesar, Lemon, Thumper, Might Fab. Let's see who else we got here. Go straight to funded. If I didn't see your name or catch your name, nothing personal, just didn't read you. Have a great day. Hope you guys keep it green. It was a little choppy today, very choppy. Looks like the play is finally playing out now with a nice little, looks like even a V recovery bounce. That would have been a juicy one, but I'm done. Took some heat today in drawdown, but managed to recover it. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one. Tomorrow I'll be back. That other JC, take it easy, buddy, and I'll see you all tomorrow.